Hello! It's that time of the day where we talk all things entertainment on News Central. I am Bolanle, Oluchi, Babalola, and this is E Central. Today on the show, I've got some good news from Yemi Alade. I've also got some music news from Nigerian and South African artists, and one of Nigeria's biggest awards has a surprise in store for its next edition. On the international scene, more musicians are taking a stand on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. And is it time the Oscars considered a popular film category? You'll get all these details and more stories right after this break. Following the death of Nollywood actor Larry Williams, his son, Femi Williams, has opened up about the late actor. Williams described his father as a theatre perfectionist, saying that he impacted the lives of many young artists through training and mentorship. Femi Williams said he was quite a determined perfectionist who never compromised the profession. He lived and died loving the theatre instead of financial gains. My dad took interest in training young people, making them repeat their lines over and over again. I spoke to Nollywood actor Funsho Adeolu about working with the late Chief Williams. He worked with Williams on the 1998 TV series Juniors. Please listen to the interview.
Williams was a veteran actor, was a thespian to the core. He was somebody who I wanted to emulate when I came into the industry, because he understands everything about theater. He can dance, he can sing, can play drums. He's everything. So every time I work with him, he teaches me. I call him the school of theater. Even while acting on set, he's teaching you so many things about acting, about life, about how to exercise, how to be, to eat healthy. Everything about him is a lesson. So anytime I'm on set with him, he's always teaching me something. You know, he was a great actor, and I'm going to miss him a lot. He's a teacher any day, anytime. So anytime I go anywhere and I want to remember Larry Williams, I want people to see him as somebody who wants to impact knowledge in everybody. And
the person I just spoke to now is Funsho Adeolu, a colleague of late Larry Williams. Williams was awarded the prestigious national honor, Member of the Order of the Federal Republic in 2008. He was also the inaugural president of the Actors Guild of Nigeria, a journalist and a master of his craft. He had a career that spanned over 5 decades and died in his hometown, Ikom, Cross River State. May his soul rest in peace. And now to the music industry. New Music Friday is already looking even more appealing to music lovers all over the world as Afrobeat fans are gearing up for an exciting collaboration. Nigerian artist OmahLay has announced new music featuring 2-time Grammy Award-winning artist Justin Bieber. The song titled Attention is scheduled to drop this Friday. Leading up to the release, OmahLay posted the artwork for the song on social media with the caption, "See you on Friday." Attention will definitely be on OmahLay's first collaboration with Justin Bieber, who has previously worked with Nigerian singer Burna Boy and most recently featured on the remix of Wizkid and Tems' global hit, Essence. He is not only an artist with new music on the way. He is not the only artist with new music on the way. South African rapper, singer, songwriter, record producer, and entrepreneur, AKA, has announced he's serving his fans two teasers on the next upcoming album. In his social media post, the 38-year-old artist shared snippets of his songs from his anticipated new project, tentatively called Mass Country. The first snippet is from the song labeled Prada. The second song, titled New Best Army, has a more traditional hip-hop feel. When he released it, the new project will be sixth studio album from the award-winning rapper. Okay, and on to another aspect of the music industry. This time we're talking awards and more. Before I leave the music world, you know what? For now, anyway, I need to tell you that one of Nigeria's biggest and often controversial, for some reason, music award is going away from Nigeria for the next edition. The 15th edition of the Headies will be happening in the United States, originally called the Hip Hop World Awards. The Headies is a music award show established to recognize outstanding achievements in the Nigerian music industry. The announcement, which came as a shock to many Nigerians, was made at a press conference, according to the awarding body. This year's edition we hold in Atlanta on Sunday, July 2nd, 2022. This year will see the introduction of a new category for music executives. Now, Nigerians have had a lot to say about this on social media. Music journalist Joey Akan said, the most recurring explanation from the organizers and affiliates for the Headies taking a Nigerian award from Lagos to Atlanta is the spirit of expansion. Afrobeats to the world is in sway, and the music is making waves in new markets. Why not export the award shows too? For the first time, the Headies is also announcing the formation of an official academy of people drawn from the music industry's professionals who will be deciding the nominations and votes. One Twitter user is not too thrilled with this, as Adamson says, now watch Big Brother Naija follow suit. Before we know, 90% of our culture will be taken to West and they'll fabricate their own version and finally steal them from us. We only said Afrobeats to the world. We didn't say the whole culture should leave Nigeria. Look, people should be calming down. There's definitely more than enough Nigerian culture to go around. Anyway, I've got a great guest on the Afrobeats section to the world conversation who will be joining me after the break. Don't forget, I have great news on how musicians are taking a stand on the Russia and Ukraine crisis. And Samuel L. Jackson has something to say about the Oscars as well. I'll be back.
News Central TV, Africa's #1 storyteller, has come with the best of both worlds. With a combination of news app and live TV, we ensure that you keep track of the latest headlines, breaking news, and in-depth analysis from professional journalists from around the continent. Download the News Central TV app on Android and iOS and get started today. Don't forget to follow us on News Central's social media platforms. News Central, Africa First.
Welcome back. You're still watching your one-stop entertainment show, E-Central. In recent years, Afrobeat has been a huge export for Nigerians, with the likes of Davido, Tiwa Savage, Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Yemi Alade selling out big time across the continent and beyond. We've seen Afrobeat tunes like Young Nigerians, like CK, Fireboy, Goya, Amino, and more becoming global sensations. Even more impressive are the huge collaborations and international acts that are now happening. Joining me to talk about this huge leap for the Afrobeats genre is Idara Idemeko, Chief Marketing Officer at FreeMe Digital. FreeMe is an indigenous musical app and distribution company. Idara, thank you for joining me on E-Central.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Oh, you look good, by the way. I like the natural.
Thank you. I've had the longest day, so yeah.
Okay, quick one. What do you think of all the success that Afrobeats has enjoyed in the past few years?
I think that it's only natural. I mean, it was just a matter of time. I do have to correct one thing though. Afrobeat is completely different from Afrobeats. Afrobeat is like Fela Kuti. It's, that Fuji music infused with American jazz and funk and soul. So Afrobeats, what is coming out of Wizkid, Davido, Burna, OmahLay, everyone else, is Western pop. That's basically like the influence of it has Western pop in it. So I think that the genre is, definitely something that we needed generally in the overall genre of music. And I'm so happy that now it's getting the recognition that it deserves, because it is just such a fusion of so many great, types of music. And it is really a kind of music that will always make you happy, no matter what the situation and no matter the context or content of the song. So, yeah.
True. So lately, we're seeing collaborations with Ed Sheeran, Madonna, Justin Bieber, Drake, and many more. I want to ask, what's bringing them to our Afrobeats artists?
I mean, I definitely want to say that the London, so I think how music travels from Nigeria or from West Africa in general, it goes from mostly Lagos to London or Accra to London because of the third and fourth generations of Africans living there. So I think that globalization and that community of Africans in these big cities like London, Washington, D.C., New York, I think that is what has really pushed the sound. And I think it was, again, only natural that soon everybody was going to catch the wave, just like K-pop when it moved out of Korea into the Western part of the world. So it was only a matter of time for African music as well.
Ah, great. So you've mentioned that our style of sound is one of the things that's influencing this new globalization of artists. Okay, but
Yeah.
would you agree with me that those that say Afrobeat sounds has been refined, is this really true? I mean, you take a look at CK, Rema, and the likes of them.
I think that to use the word refine is, it gives a negative value to the effort of the people that came before them. So like the band, P Square, I think that to say refine is it gives a little bit of a negative connotation. So I'm not going to use that word, but I believe that what CK, what Rema, what every Thames is doing is really just creating space for innovation in music. So I think that if in American music or in British music or whatever other Western type of music, you can have different genres like rock or progressive synth or whatever else, I don't see why we can't have the same, with Nigerian music, with people, with the likes of like Teiwa, Suteiwa and CK and Rema and all these people coming up. I feel like they're just creating, different and new spaces for a unique sound. They all have unique sounds, and I think that they all deserve a place in the umbrella of the Afrobeats genre. So refine is not the word I would use. I would say it's just making space and, having creative innovation in the Afrobeat genre.
Okay, that's interesting to know. But before I let you go, I want to know how do you identify, like, how do you know the song that has the potential to go global? Is there a way to identify it before it hits the public?
Honestly, I don't know if there's a particular like math or equation to knowing which song has potential or not. There are so many driving factors to how a song becomes global. I mean, there's like marketing strategies, PR strategies. There's so many things. So it takes a lot for a song to really have that global effect. But I think that with people that are really like, you can always tell, which artist is just really like just has the it factor, and I think that helps a lot too. So when an artist wants to put out a song and has a great team of PR and strategy people and all of that, it also helps that the artist who has an it factor that can be explored.
Okay. Thank you very much. Idara, thank you so much for your time.
So much. Thank you for having me.
All right, now moving on to international waters, foreign territories. Since Russian forces invaded Ukraine, many musicians have protested the action by canceling their shows in both countries. Singer Louis Tomlinson group Green Day and pop punk star Youngblood are among the list of performers who have cancelled their shows. Former One Direction bandmate Tomlinson said, "Due to recent events in Ukraine, I have sadly announced that my tour shows in Moscow and Kiev are cancelled until further notice." The safety of my fans is my priority, and my thoughts go out to the people of Ukraine and all those suffering from this needless war. Tomlinson said, Tomlinson was scheduled to perform at Kyiv on July the 4th before heading to Moscow, Russia. British artist Youngblood disclosed that he will not be performing in Russia this summer, tweeting, "Heartbroken because I know the vicious and brutal acts of the Russian regime in Ukraine over the past week do not reflect the attitudes and ideals of the beautiful people who I have met in Russia in the past." American rock band Green Day's Moscow gig, scheduled for May as part of their Hella Mega Tour, has also been cancelled. The group said, "We are aware that this moment is not about stadium rock shows. It's so much bigger than that. But we also know that rock and roll is forever, and we feel confident there will be a time and a place for us to return in the future." Well, we hope we return to that pretty soon. Now, moving on to the movie industry again. Our one and only, talking about the world famous awards, the Oscars. Hollywood actor and producer Samuel L. Jackson has said he would have won an Oscar for his performance in Pulp Fiction if there had been a popular film category in the prestigious awards. His comments come as the Academy of Motion Picture, Arts and Sciences, which puts on the Oscars, has announced the introduction of a category honoring Twitter users' favorite 2021 film. That's new. Jackson said he believes the Oscars should honor mainstream blocksters in addition to the prestige lesser seen titles that have tended to dominate voting in recent years. All movies are valid. He said, "Some go to the cinema to be moved dearly, some like superheroes. But if somebody has more butts on seats, it just means your audience is not as broad. There are people who have had successful careers, but nobody can recite one line of their parts. I'm the guy who says, bleep, that's on t-shirts." Okay, explaining that getting people into theaters is what the business is about, Jackson said that the Academy should hand out an Oscar to recent box office smash Spider-Man No Way Home to acknowledge its success. The Academy considered adding a popular film category for the 2019 award ceremony, but being the plan following backlash from film critics and members of the Academy. This year, the 2021 film receiving the most fan votes with the hashtag Oscars fan favorites by March 3rd will be recognized during the telecast, although this will not be considered a formal Oscars category. And onto another sensitive issue of one of our faves. Former Glee star Nya Rivera's family has reached a settlement in their wrongful death lawsuit filed against various departments in California. Counsel for Rivera's young son, Josie, and her estate, Amjad M. Khan, in a statement said all parties have entered into a global settlement, which is subject to approval by Ventura Superior Court on March 16th. Through this settlement, Josie will receive just compensation for having to endure the drowning of his beloved mother at Lake Piru. Though the tragic loss of Josie's mother can never be truly overcome, we are very pleased that the monetary settlement will significantly assist Josie and his life beyond his tragedy. The settlement comes nearly 2 years after the Glee star died, aged 33, from accidental drowning in Lake Piru. Rivera's ex-husband, Ryan Darcy, and the late star's estate filed the complaint back in 2020, claiming the actress' death was preventable. The departments named in the suit include the County of Ventura, Ventura County Parks and Recreation Management, and United Water Conservation Districts, all of which were sued for wrongful death and negligent emotional distress. Hours before her untimely death, Rivera and her son went swimming during excursion. He was wearing a life jacket, but she wasn't. He got back into the boat, but she didn't. The child was found safe and the boat 3 hours later by another boater. He told investigators that his mother helped him get back on board the boat, but when he looked back, he saw her disappear into the water. The actress is best known for playing Santana Lopez on the musical comedy TV show Glee between 2009 and 2015. What an interesting way to start the month. I really don't want to leave, but then, we have to go with time. Definitely looking forward to the Oscars and Headies. That's all we have for you on this episode of East Central. Until next time I come your way again, do have a fabulous week.